Hey guys, welcome back. Fully paid in miniatures. Going up against the Wayward One on Expert Difficulty. I believe this is the third attempt. And from my store, I'm using Jade, Searing Ruby, Burning Opal. I'm going to use Focusing Orb, Temporal Helix. My spells, I'm going to use Blaze, Feral Lightning, Scrying Bolt, Sage's Brand. Using Brahma and Jian. I'm just going to get started. Alright, Nemesis goes first. I have nothing. Power 2, Unleash twice. Discard, spend 6 Aether. Alright, we're going to start with Jan. She's going to prep 2 Sparks. And she gets 3, 4 towards a gem. So she's going to grab Searing Ruby. Nemesis. Power token comes off, I have nothing. Then we get Agony Field, Power 2, Unleash. Any player discards 3 cards in hand and then draws 1 card. To discard, destroy a card that costs 2 or more in hand. Alright, we get Jan again. She's going to cast both Sparks. For 2 damage. Can't be lowered more than 1. So there's only 58. Prep 2. She has 3 Aether remaining, which I don't have anything that costs 3, so she's going to buy Jade. And then we got 1. Brahma, she's going to prep Buried Light for 4. She's going to buy 2 Jades. Normally I would buy Searing Ruby there, but I want to have something to get rid of Agony Field. She gets to go again. I'm going to cast Buried Light. It's going to do 1 damage. And that's going to let her spend 4 to open her second breach. And prep 2 Sparks. So one of the reasons that I went with this setup is Brahma has 3 Sparks, and out of her 10 starter cards, and Jan has 4, if you count her Buried Light, which just gives you a lot of spells to have in your first, second, in your starter breaches, defensively against Wayward One, and also offensively, because if your misaligned spells do 1 damage no matter what, then who cares if it's a 1 damage spell? Alright, we are going to start with Brahma. I'm not going to cast any of those though. I will destroy Jade to get rid of Agony Field. And then she has 5 remaining, which is not enough for I have nothing, but it is enough for a Burning Opal. Get Jan. She's going to cast 1 Spark for 1, 56. Prep the second. And she gets 2, 3 towards a spell, plus 1, 2 towards a gem, plus 2. So that is 3, 5 total, 6 towards a gem or a spell. So she's actually going to take Searing Ruby with 2 crystals as 5 for a Feral Lightning. And then she'll use the Moonstone Shard to buy a Jade. I guess technically I could have used her to get rid of that or nothing, but oh well. Cast 1 Spark once again. Brings your 155, prep Spark. And that's 5. And she will buy a Burning Opal. Part of the problem in my last game was I had Temporal Helix, but because I didn't have a 3 Aether generating gem, it was very difficult to afford. Alright, Nemesis does get to activate. So it unleashes twice, moves to the second breach, discards a gem, moves to the third, and does 3 damage to Gravehold since I don't have any spells prepped into a third breach. And then we draw Quantum Maze, power 2. If any player has an aligned spell, that player will suffer 5 damage. Nemesis goes again. Take a token off Quantum Maze and Slaughter, Unleash. Gravehold suffers 3 damage. So we move to 4. I don't have anything there, so Gravehold will actually take 6 damage. Bringing us down to 21. So he really does a lot of damage to Gravehold very quickly. Alright, we get Brahma. She's going to cast a single spark. Bring us to 54. Prep Buried Light. With her 4, she will buy a Searing Ruby. Gets to go. Quantum Maze activates. Nobody has an aligned spell because that is the 4th breach. So that gets discarded. Any player suffers 2 damage. So Brahma will take 2 damage. Raina, be a good girl and you'll get a special treat. And any player may discard a misaligned prep spell. Jan's turn. We're gonna prep those 2, and then we get 4, 5 towards a spell, and buy another Feral Lightning. Nemesis gets to go. The board is clear. We get Blinking Terror. This minion is assigned to position 3. Persistent, any player loses 1 charge or suffers 2 damage. We do get Jan again. 2. She will cast Feral Lightning for 3, which is aligned with the Blinking Terror. She will prep Spark, and then that's worth 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 towards gems. And she will take a Searing Ruby and a Focusing Orb. Hey, none of that. That hurts. Raina, you're too old to be doing stuff like that. Ow! Ugh. No. No treat. No treat. No treat. That's not good, babe. It's bad. Um, 3, 5, 8. I'm going to hold on to her spells for now. And for 8, I will buy a Blaze and a Focusing Orb. Alright, she gets to go again. Five, 6 towards a spell. So I'll cast Spark for 1 on the Blinking Terror, prep Spark, and then I'll spend 6 on Scramble. So one of the things that's actually kind of interesting, if you look at the math on like where the starting breaches are, even though Gian starts with 2 fully open breaches and Brahma only starts with 1, it's actually cheaper to open all of Brahma's breaches than it is Gian's. It might be because I might not have counted the opening that second breach since it's such an obvious early game move. All right, Blinking Terror. Neither of my player has any charges, so Jan's gonna take 2 damage. That drops her to 8 life. Let me draw a card. Dispel. I hate this card. Unleash twice. Player with the most prep spells discards the most expensive prep spell. Alright, so this one's not too bad because I have all these starting cards, right? This makes it much easier. So we're going to go to the first position. We're going to discard this Spark. And we're going to go to the second position. We're going to discard this Spark. Those are the 2 unleashes. And then the player with the most prep spells discards the most expensive prep spell. And Brahma's going to discard Spark. And that is normally a very, very dangerous card. So not too shabby. Okay. Brahma's turn. We're going to focus her 4th breach using the focusing orb. We'll then prep Blaze, second position. And she still generates 5, 6 Aether, which is enough for a Blaze and a Jade. So her economy is getting pretty nice. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nemesis activates. We'll have Jan take that damage again. And we draw a card. Cauterizer. 3 life does damage equal to the current life to a player. Only takes 1 damage from all attacks. Alright, we do get Jan again. In this case, I will cast both Blaze and Buried Light. And I'll kill the Blinking Terror. Also generate 1 Aether from that. Preps Spark and Scrying Bolt. So she has 4 total. Oops. Which is enough for another Blaze. Jan, so she's going to prep 2 Sparks, and she generates 4 Aether, which is enough for a focusing orb. There we go. And she gets to go again. She's going to cast 2 Sparks. They're going to do 2 damage to the Cauterizer. She's going to prep 2 Feral Lightnings. Question for you guys, if you're watching along. If you prep a Feral Lightning to a closed breach, do you have to cast it the next turn? Because that breach is not open. So it's like a focus. It's like a free focus. Or can you just leave it there? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I've been casting them. And then generates 4, 5 towards the spell, and another Feral Light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I feel decent about this. I have some offensive ability. I feel a lot better defensively. I actually think it was really smart to just have those starting cards and just have that. I mean, that saved my butt with that spell right there. Cauterizer is going to do 1 damage to Brahma. Draw a card. Pulverizing Ray, power 1. Discard a gem to prevent 3 damage out of 18. Brahma's going to go first. She's going to cast Spark to kill the Cauterizer. And then she will cast Scrying Bolt for 5 damage to Wayward One because that is aligned. She'll then prep Spark to 1. And she generates 3, 5, 6 towards a spell. She's going to grab Blaze and Jade. Alright. Nemesis gets to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what we got. Pulverizing Ray activates. So definitely getting rid of this crystal. That's 1, 2, 3. So they each discard 3 gems. That prevents all the damage. Oh, and we have to draw. Feedback Coil. Power 2. Player with the most misaligned prep spells suffers 3 damage and discards 2 cards. And we spend 7 Aether to discard. Alright, we're going to get Brahma first. She's going to use Focusing Orb to open her 4th breach. Prep Blaze. 2nd. And it's Jan's turn. So if I have to cast the Feral Lightnings, they're both going to do 1 damage. So I'd rather keep them there and not cast them. But I think... Let's see. Let's see what it says in the rulebook. This is setup, turn order, casting phase. It does say you must cast them if it's in the closed breach. Okay. So both Feral Lightnings get cast. Because they're both misaligned, they're both going to do 1 damage each. Still brings it to 47. And then she will use her Focusing Orb on Brahma. It's 3rd breach. And then Searing Ruby, she will buy the last Jade. She gets to go again. And prep 2 Sparks. She will use her Focusing Orb again on Brahma's 3rd breach, and she generates 5 Aether, which is enough for... she's going to grab a Focusing Orb, actually. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nemesis gets to go. 1 power token off feedback. Coil, and we get Fractured Nebula, power 2. Shift Wayward One to position 4. Grateful it suffers 8 damage. You may discard up to 2 aligned spells in the 4th position, preventing 4 damage for each spell discarded in this one. Okay, we get Brahma. She's going to cast both Spark and Blaze. Blaze is aligned, so it does 2, Spark does 1. So that's 3 damage to Wayward One, bring him to 44. He's still got pretty full life, so I haven't done much to him yet, considering how late it is in the game. But defensively, 7 life, 6 life, 21. I got mostly what I want. I do need to step up the damage output, but I'm getting there. Prep all those and buy a charge. So I don't feel too bad. I'm just going to go. Feedback coil activates. Player with the most misaligned prep spells, that will be Brahma. It's going to take 3 damage. I forgot about that. So that does drop her to 4 and discards 2 cards. So that's unfortunate. Take a point off Fractured Nebula, power token, and we get Warper. 9 life, position 4. You may only attack him. So I have to get position 4. Alright, we do have Brahma. So she's gonna cast everything. These both do 1. This blaze, however, gets +1 from this one, as well as +1 from that. So that's 4, 5, 6 damage to Warper. And Scrying Bolt, Blaze, and Spark. And Jian is going to cast both Sparks, doing 2 damage to the Warper, and prepping for a Lightning with 2 Sparks, and she will buy a charge. Or he. I'm pretty sure it's Jian's a she, right? I don't see tits, but looks like a she. Alright. And Jian gets to go again. That's on. Well, no, that's. I will cast Spark in position 1. That's going to kill the Warper. The Feral Lightning goes off on its own, which sucks, because I could really use that defensively, but it does 1 damage. Is what it is, I guess. And then we generate 4, 7, 8 towards a spell. So she's going to buy Focusing Orb and the last Blaze, giving the Blaze to Brahma. This gets to go. Fracturing Nebula activates. Wayward One shifts position 4. We're going to discard Scrying Bolt to prevent 4 damage. And then it does 4 damage to Grateful, dropping us to 17. Then we get Awaken, unleash twice, or bring back the most recently discarded minion. We're going to bring back the minion, actually, because he wasn't that difficult, considering. Alright, we're going to get Brahma. She's going to cast Spark for 1, dropping Warper to 8. And what is this? 3, 5, 7, 8 towards a spell. Temporal Helix. She gets to go again. We're going to prep Blaze to 4. We're going to use Focusing Orb in that 3rd breach. And then she generates 4, 7. Buys another Temporal Helix. Terrible hint. Alright, Nemesis gets go. Warper doesn't have an active ability. Unleash twice. Any player suffers 2 damage. So we're going to go to the first position. That's going to do 3 damage to Gravehold, because I don't have anything there. Then shift to the second position and discard a Spark. And then Jan's going to take 2 damage. So not super great, but I almost got my damage output where I want it. At least on Brahma. Jan's got a little bit of work to do still. Okay. So now we get Jan. She will use her focusing orb to open Brahma's third breach. So now all of Brahma's breaches are open. We're going to prep a Feral Lightning to 4 and 1 to 2. And then she has 2, 3, Aether, 4 towards a gem. Can't do anything for 3. Might as well just grab the ruby, I guess. Yeah, because otherwise she can only get 1 charge. So we're going to grab that ruby. So I still want to open her breaches, but it's more of a luxury than it's not required. Now that I have extra focusing orbs. It's nice to get the extra bonus damage. We do get Jan again. So we're going to cast Feral Lightning for 3. Brings, what's his name, down to 5. So I feel comfortable using my focusing orbs. So I'm going to use it twice on our 4th breach. And then this is worth 5, 7, 8 towards a spell. And we're going to buy Sage's Brand. So it helps a lot to have all those breaches open defensively. But if I get single digits, drop to 9, Wayward One can do a lot of damage to Gravehold really, really quickly. It's one of the reasons why I want to get 4 blazes up on Brahma defensively and then have her start healing. That's kind of my defensive strong point. But if I can get cards up on Jan too, that would be nice. She does have 4 sparks after all. Alright. So I'm tempted to cast Blaze. It will do 4 damage to the Warper. I think I will. Yeah. I'm going to leave the other one for now. But now anything can kill the Warper. We'll prep Spark. And she has 4 Aether, and that's good enough for 2 charges. Look at that. Okay. We will cast this Feral Lightning and kill the Warper. We'll prep 2 sparks. Gonna hold on to that one and buy a charge. Drop 4. Nemesis' turn. Tier 3. Power 1. Do Magus. Power 1. The player with the most charges suffers 4 damage and loses all charges unless you spend 7 Aether. Don't have it here. Don't have it here. I will not cast anything. I will use Focusing Orb to open that 4th breach. Prep Spark to it. I'll also prep Feral Lightning. And I have 4 Aether, 5 towards a spell. that Feral Lightning. That'll exhaust either one of them. I really have to get rid of that. And I don't have it. I don't have the Aether. Damn. So that's gonna hit Brahma because she's got the most charges. So it takes all of her charges. It exhausts her. Does 4 damage. Which would get rid of her charges anyway. It's gonna discard her Spark and destroy her first breach. It also causes Wayward One to unleash twice. She's going to go to the 3rd and 4th position, discarding the Feral Lightning and the Spark. So, could have been a lot worse, but still pretty bad. Alright, Brahma, and that eliminates her ability to have 4 blazes up, which really sucks. These are all spells. I'm going to prep Blaze and Scrying Bolt. That's cool. So I've done pretty well defensively until that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That was only 5. I just haven't done much offense. Alright, we do get Brahma. She's going to cast Scrying Bolt. It's going to do 6 damage. It's aligned. So it's going to do 6 damage to Wayward One. We're then going to prep Blaze to the 4th position, and then we're going to use Temporal Helix on that Blaze, and that means that Blaze gets bumped from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 damage. So that's an additional 5 damage. And that's the Wayward One brings him to 32. And does not discard that Blaze. Okay, we get Jan. She's going to use Focusing Orb on her 3rd breach, and prep Spark, and Biocharge. So not the best plays, but I still think this is a sound strategy. Nether Spawn, 15 life. This minion is aligned to position 2. I haven't seen this guy yet. Prevent all damage dealt to Wayward One. Persistent. Any player destroys a breach and Gravehold suffers 4 damage. That is super dangerous. And you can only attack this guy, basically. You can attack another minion, I guess. Alright, Jan. He's in position 2. We're going to cast 2 Sparks that are going to do 2 damage. Raina, you be patient. To Nether Spawn. We will then prep Feral Lightning. We'll use Focusing Orb on that 3rd breach. And this is what? 4, 5, 6 towards a gem or a spell. Okay, so we're going to take Searing Ruby and a charge. And we're going to activate her special ability to cast Brahma's Blaze in the 2nd position. which means it'll do 4 damage twice. So 8 damage to the nether spawn. Great. Down to 5. Okay, nether spawn does activate. God damn. We're gonna just, this is a breach, doesn't say an open breach, so we're gonna destroy Aeons breach, 3rd breach. Then Grateful, it's gonna take 4 damage. Brings us down to 10. Oh, I still gotta draw a card. Aether Flux, power 2. If any player has 2 or more misaligned spells, a player with 2 or more misaligned prep spells suffers 7 damage. No discard. So, yeah. Okay. Brahma. She will prep Blaze. Can't do anything with these, and she'll buy 2 charges. So my strategy is kind of falling apart here a little bit in the tier 3 cards, but that's bound to happen in tier 3 cards. Still a sound strategy. I don't know if it was the luck of the draw or what, or if I didn't move quickly enough on some things. Probably should have gone for double rubies earlier in the game instead of jades. Okay. That's insane how powerful that is. Jan's gonna destroy her first breach, I guess. Then Grateful takes 4 damage. Now, unleash twice. Grateful suffers 4 damage. So that's game over. Okay. Because Grateful takes 3 from that. And then goes to the second position and discards the Feral Lightning. Actually, it doesn't really matter. I can't cast Aegis Brain anymore anyway. And then Grateful takes 4 damage and dies. So I didn't use Focusing Orbs to heal quickly enough. Wasn't quite defensive enough. Once you get to those tier 3 cards, typically on expert mode, you're going to get your butt kicked. I don't know. I didn't feel like I did anything incorrectly necessarily. Maybe some of the destroyed breaches weren't great because, now that my Sage Brand finally came up, I can't play it because I don't have adjacent breaches. So probably shouldn't have destroyed the first and third ones. But 3 of my breaches got destroyed. What am I supposed to do? I could have done a better job preventing the damage. I felt like I got my economy started pretty good early on, but I don't think I got 5 of the Searing Rubies, so why was I not getting up there? I just maybe didn't have them in the right locations. Each have 1 opal. Feral Lightning. This strategy with the Feral Lightning is decent. It's not as good as it was against Crooked Mask. So against Crooked Mask, it made a big difference because it didn't matter. You're just going to fire them off. So you could have one mage with no breaches open and use all the focusing orbs on the other mage. And then they're still kicking out a good bit of firepower. But because you can't leave them there, often they're only going to kick for 1 damage against Wayward One. So you might be better off prepping some lava tendrils and just leaving those there in all of your breaches, so they're just doing 4 damage every turn. You know what? Yeah, let me try that. I'm gonna pull out Sage's Brand. I'm gonna put in Amplify Vision, Lava Tendrils, Feral Lightning, and this Scrying Bolt will be my hand damage spell. Yeah, we'll try that for the next game. Alright guys, thanks for watching. You're the best.